So this is a little bit more of a story time. And I don't have told it to a lot of people, and it kind of comes up from time to time. But this is the most expensive lesson I ever learned. And looking back, it might not be the case so much anymore, especially with kind of HubSpot's run up and selling that when I did. But when I was 18, just graduated high school in 1999, my mom's best friend, hey Aunt Nidra, her husband, Kim, worked for Apple. And as part of my high school graduation gift, they asked me if I would like to get $1,000 worth of Apple stock or a MacBook. Me, kind of a little bit interested in investment, and at the time decided to go with the stock. My dad set up an E-Trade account. At that time, what was Apple worth? It was $1,000 of basically broke down to 50 shares at $20 a share. Was pretty much what it was. Now, if you know anything about the time of 1999 and about what was going on, that was right at the beginning of the dot-com bubble, in the middle of the dot-com bubble, really, which went on for another couple more years. So I took that, had fun, and was able to take that $1,000 into $5,000 at the peak. Was growing it great and thought that I was a stock market guru and this and that, and ended up with all of my money in Lucent Technologies. Now, if you know anything about Lucent Technologies, you know it doesn't exist anymore. Basically, boom, zeroed out. So that whole account, basically, it was worthless by the time I graduated college 4 years later. Just to go back and do some numbers, so over the last 20 plus years, Apple split their stock a number of times. For every one share that you had in 1999, you'd essentially have 112 shares of Apple today. So those 50 shares would now be 5,600 shares. At $170 a share, you're talking almost $1 million right there in Apple. And that's not even including the dividends that Apple's been paying off the last few years. $5,600 times dividends is a nice chunk of change there, too. So why do I tell you this? There's two big lessons I learned from this early on, is the value of long-term thinking and investing. Right, I'm very much a buy and hold person today. This absolutely influenced a lot of that decision, and the Motley Fool kind of helped me with the rest of it. The other big thing is sometimes the best and most correct decision is to literally not do anything at all. Yes, Apple's a 1 in a million type stock, and this run has been incredible, but if I would have just done nothing, I'd have $1 million that I don't have today. Right, but because I got aggressive and tried to flip it, tried to do all this other stuff, I have nothing. So sometimes staying the course and just doing nothing is the right thing. And there you go. There's the story, what I like to joke and say is the most expensive lesson I ever learned. What is the most expensive lesson you ever learned? What did you learn from it? Be curious to learn and hear from that. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed. It could have been worse. I could have taken the MacBook like my brother did 2 years later.